What's going on, everybody? Bryan, Hunt for the Good Stuff, back with another awesome episode for you here in the darkness of Coral Springs. It's nighttime. I need to eat some dinner. I need to get a video out for you guys. We're gonna make it happen one way or the other. What do I have on hand? Got some peppers. We're gonna do stuffed peppers today, so follow me. So we're gonna process these pretty quick for you because I'm starving. What do we need? So basically one of the things that you have to do to start off with, you gotta make sure that your peppers are empty and good to go. So you could grab a spoon, get in there, start peeling some stuff. Try not to get too crazy with it, and it should come out pretty good. You basically wanna just take out the white, leave the rest, take out the seeds, leave the rest. You see, you're gonna have to dig in there a little bit. Shouldn't be bad though. All right, that looks pretty good. You're gonna wanna do that for pretty much everything that you got. So as a little tip, you gotta sneak in all the way back here because like below the white, right back here, you usually have some seeds. So you don't want any of those in your life. And even this white part, you're probably not gonna eat that at the end, but it's so pretty with the stem, we're gonna leave it on. So basically while you're getting your other stuff done, you're gonna start seasoning these bad boys. It's a little move that I saw from Alex GuarnaschelliI. You basically wanna throw a little salt and pepper in these things before you even throw them in the oven. So I like my crystallized salt, season everything. A little bit of pepper. All right, so you're gonna want 400 degrees on this bad boy. This is at least for the first round here. Bam. We got the 400-degree oven ready to rock. And we're gonna come back to that in just a second. We gotta deal with some other stuff right now. I'm thinking about making a little Mexican seasoning, throwing it in with the meat on the inside. It's gonna be awesome. All right, now you gotta do your Mexican spice blend. This is gonna make your ground beef taste fantastic. 2 tablespoons of paprika. Bang, bang. Don't be shy about it. Don't be shy about that. Oosh, it's great. All right, we're gonna go into a 1/2 tablespoon of my personal favorite, cayenne pepper. And this got that heat on it too, so if you like that heat, throw a little extra on there, but that's what I like. Every Latino household's favorite, granulated garlic. I like to separate my garlic from my salt, do it myself. If you like the garlic salt, you could play that game, but just keep in mind, it's gonna be a little extra salty. Bam. So we're gonna hit this one off with 1.5 teaspoons. Bam, a little extra, never hurt nobody for good measure. You know what it is. Cumin. This stuff is strong. Strong. So definitely be prudent in understanding how much you put in. Here, we're gonna go with 1.5 teaspoons. And this is what gives Mexican seasoning its characteristic flavor. You're gonna need some onion powder in that bad boy too. So 1.5 tablespoons worth. So we need 1.5 teaspoons of pepper. Now, I like these little grinders. So for me, this is always a little bit of a difficult part. You could do this like on a separate plate or something like that. But basically what I do is whatever excess pours into it, I just assume that's the second half. And I get them pretty close. You know, it's not an exact science, but pepper is pretty strong, so definitely use this to your liking. So you got this beautiful Mexican spice blend going on here. So basically just give it a little mix up. You want all those beautiful flavors to integrate into one beautiful mix. An amalgam of flavor, if you will. You like that word, amalgam? Me too. Oh yeah. You're gonna go with a pound of ground beef. You could use whatever you want here though. You could do ground lamb, ground chicken, ground turkey, whatever you're in the mood for. Our friends over at Wild Forks highly suggested we gave this a shot, so here we go. We got organic, grass-fed ground beef, 90-10 split. So basically you're gonna mix this up a little bit, get a little preheat going on it, and then you're gonna separate it from the pan in a second, which I'll show you in just a moment. Just check on your beef, give it a nice little stirsies here, chop it up appropriately, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this out of the pan. We're gonna throw it on a plate with a little paper towel to soak up some of that grease, and then we're gonna cook some onions and a little bit of garlic in there. All right, basically just take some of this beef out. We're gonna put it on a plate with a paper towel, get some of those additional oils off of it. And I salted it just a little bit. We're gonna throw it back in the oven later on, do a little melting of the cheese, finishing off with the flavors. We'll deal with that later though. The leaner the product, you got to keep in mind you're going to want some fat. So if you want, you can throw a little bit of butter in there, a little additional oil. We're going to take the same skillet and then we're going to use a little bit of that beef flavor to saute up a little bit of onions and a little bit of garlic as well. Onion and garlic, baby. Ground beef's best friend. Process this one real quick. I'll see you in just a second. Ooh. All right, so take some of this, throw it in the leftover fat, make a huge mess, but who cares? You're in your kitchen. As much garlic as you want. I'm a big garlic boy, so mix it in. I threw a little additional oil in there because it was such a lean beef product. So throw a little additional fat so we get that nice saute going. We want those translucent onions, and then we're gonna be ready to go for the next step. You're gonna wanna throw some kind of tomato product in there. If you got canned tomatoes, throw them in there. I got this tomato sauce. Let's do it. All right, so as soon as you got that tomato going, simmering up nice, introduce your beef back in. I wanna eat this just like this, but I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna hold off for a little bit. Throw some of that seasoning on there. And you gotta control how much you want. So I always do this as a little bit extra, so we'll have it for the next couple days. But if you wanna throw it all in there, by all means, I would hold off though. Do a little 50% and then sample it, see how you feel, and then go on with the next level. Ooh. Ooh. It's got that flavor, but I'm gonna throw a little extra in there, just for good measure. Oh yeah. Look at that beautiful color now. It almost has like a awesome looking chili color. This is a fun little recipe because you can throw in whatever you want. So I got a little leftover rice. We're just gonna do a little base here of the rice. Nice. Yeah, don't go too crazy with the rice, but definitely make it in there. Now we get to stuff these little bad boys. And I got a good amount of product over there, so I'm probably gonna repeat this maybe tomorrow with some fresh peppers. And this way the meat will be already done for me, which is great. This is gonna be our nice little din-din for tonight. I like my protein, so we're gonna mix that in anywhere we can. This is awesome. I'm starving right now. And the beauty of this is like you can get as messy as you want with it. Like you could flatten it out, make it really pretty, or you could get really crazy and make a little mountain on top. If you got hearty appetites, you wanna stack these things up high. A little slice of cheese on top. Then we're gonna finish that bad boy off in the oven. And you can do more cheese if you want. Get them back in there. Oosh. Literally only have to do that to melt the cheese. And then you're pretty much ready to go. So start preparing your plates. Get yourself a nice drink. All right, you gotta pull these bad boys out. Oh yeah. Sexy little boys right here. Whoosh. Look at that just cascade effect. If you got fresh parsley, use it. If not, use the dry stuff. A little color contrast in there. It's gonna be beautiful. Wow. We got a finished product here, folks, and it's looking really good. Let's do this. You know, there's nothing else to say. There's nothing left to do but to do it, as they say. But this meat, it just sings with it. You know, there's so much flavor because of that Mexican seasoning. A little bit of heat because of that cayenne. A little bit of fat because of that cheese. We chose the lean protein because wherever you can make those cuts, you could do it if you want. That little parsley on top, nice herbaceous tone. Ooh, look at that. You see the onions, the garlic in there. I mean, the way we were cooking up that meat before, it almost looked like a chili in there. But once you mix it with the pepper, it really becomes something totally different. You definitely feel like that healthy quality when you're biting into it. It's got a nice toothsome feel, trying to get through that pepper, especially if you don't overcook it, because if you overcook it, it becomes mushy. It's not exactly where you want it. This is where you want it, people. This is awesome. You should definitely try this at home. Happy quarantine, people. I'll see you again next week, maybe. Take care of yourselves.